the bat and the cat. Selina and Bruce decode their relationship. Let's get into it. Before we do, can I just say, I watched this movie about a week ago and I'm obsessed with it. It was perfect. It was magnificent. It's a masterpiece. I love Gotham as a place, as a concept. I loved Gotham, the TV show, back in 2014. It was my show. I wrote so much fan fiction on it that I turned it into a book. I love the vibe. I love how it's dark and gritty. I love everything about it, so much so that I actually went to watch Gotham being filmed in New York, where I wore this very necklace. I don't think I've had it on very often in public, but I love this universe. Now, we are going to decode, though, Bruce and Selina in the Batman and look at their relationship and see what we can learn from it. If you haven't been here before, welcome to Love and Fandom, where we believe the relationships we see on the screen help us to understand ourselves at a deeper level and help us to have a better relationship with ourselves and each other. I'm Cheryl Muir, relationship expert, professional fangirl, full-time nerd, lover of Gotham. So, what do I think about this couple? I have two different perspectives. One is the fan perspective, one is the relationship perspective. As a fan, I love them. I'm obsessed with them. They're both so sexy. I'm not sure who I'm more attracted to. Incidentally, is this the best iteration of Batman? I think so. I went in with no expectations, none whatsoever. And I went out going, holy shit, that's one of the best films I've seen in a long time, number one. And second of all, the best iteration of Batman that we've seen. And I was pretty attached to the the Dark Knight Rises franchise and how that came across. I thought it was iconic, but this is Robert Pattinson's Batman. I think probably the best one we've had. Very sexy, very dark, very moody, love the vibe. But let's look at their relationship. So even though I love them together and they're both so perfect on the screen, I also want us to zoom out and look at this from the perspective of reality. It's not reality, it's Gotham City. It does look very real. It's a very realistic take on Gotham. But their relationship wouldn't work in the real world, and here's why. Not just because they're superheroes and anti-heroes and all of that, but because are they even superheroes in this? Probably not. But here's why it wouldn't work in the real world. Because they are both avoidant. What does it mean to be avoidant? I'm pretty sure I have something on attachment styles above. I will link it. They're both avoidant, which means they both push away connection. So in reality, two people that are avoidant, it doesn't work with them because they're constantly pushing each other away. They're like magnets facing the same way. They keep repelling, right? And so because of that, neither of them seeks out connection. They find excuses to try and see each other, but then when they get too close, they'll push each other away. And we see that at the end of the film, of course. So I just want you to really note from that and really spot what it looks like to be someone that is avoidant. Is that you? Are you someone that pushes away connection or someone that seeks connection? Now, I dare say in this, it sounded like Alfred, I dare say, Master Wayne, I dare say that Selina is less avoidant than Bruce, that she seeks connection more. She obviously has her partner there that she's more close to, more intimate with, and she wants to kind of avenge her death. I should have said spoilers throughout this video, but we've all seen it by now, so it's fine. She wants to avenge her death, so she obviously has had relationships and has been close, but she has had a very traumatic background. So has he. Her mother was killed when she was young. Her dad, it turns out, was a mob boss. At what point she found out about that, I kind of forget, but she tells us that she found out later. Bruce, of course, his parents were killed. We know this. Were they killed in an alleyway when they were trying to get, a robber was trying to get the pearl necklace? Or is that only from Gotham, the TV series? Is that also canon in the comics? Can someone let me know? I'm just convinced, because I've seen that in Gotham, the TV series, I'm convinced that is just the storyline, but I don't know if that's their iteration on it. Pretty sure that was in the comics too. Anyway, let me know. So we know that his parents were murdered when he was very, very small. So they both have this really traumatic childhood. So that's why I'm inclined to say that there's a bit of a trauma bond between them, because they recognize each other and how they both have real challenges and problems. Now, that can be something you can grow through together, but with these two, it kind of seems like they're just sort of bouncing off each other's wounds and pushing each other away. She says something like, I like to take in strays. So she recognizes that he needs some like love and support and nurturing. Like she takes in the stray cats, but recognizing someone as a stray is probably not the best foundation for a relationship in reality. though it's awesome on the screen. What else do I want to say about these two? I suppose the overarching thing is I love them on the screen, but it wouldn't work in real life, and just know why that is and how it wouldn't be something that could work. Because when you've got two people that push away connection, it's not going to happen. Now, on the other hand, if you had someone that was seeking connection and someone that was pushing connection away, you get this kind of push-pull thing, this kind of runner-chaser situation, which incidentally, most relationships we see on the screen are based off of this kind of push-pull thing, which is usually an avoidant person and an anxious person, someone that can't be without connection and really it, and if they lose it they get really anxious and chase it, and someone that pushes it away and doesn't want to get too close and has a fear of engulfment, a fear of intimacy, a fear of getting close, a fear of getting lost in the relationship, in the intimate situation. So that kind of push-pull can be quite exciting on the screen, and sometimes exciting in real life too, though it's not something we really want. The vibe, the goal is to really secure people, two people that are ready for partnership, who are reasonably healed and want to build something together. Now, we do see that towards the end of the film, though. We do see that towards the end of the film where he has this epiphany, and I don't remember exactly what he said because I was too busy crying when it was happening. You know, at the end where he's leading people out of the water, and he has an epiphany about vengeance, and basically that is about the anger he has with regards to his past and how he's been trying to avenge his past through these deeds that he's been doing. I could talk a lot about his relationship with vengeance and revenge and anger. And he ultimately realizes that vengeance is an ugly thing and that he needs to use his past to propel him forward. There's so much you can take from that. It was so poetically said, far more poetic than I am explaining it. But he ultimately learns that his past and the anger he has towards it is something that he needs to alchemize and change to be a better version of himself, and there's so much we can take from that personally. He then has this moment with her at the end where he sort of chases her on his motorbike, or were they just like both going the same way and they didn't know? Was it one of those things where you say goodbye and then you're both walking the same way? I don't know, but it seems like he's kind of going towards her. And there's also the scene at the end where he sees that she's getting hurt and he defends her and starts punching and nearly takes the life of the guy who was hurting her, because he doesn't want to lose someone he loves again, which is a really, really poignant moment for him. And of course, we know that Batman never kills, so that's a line he didn't cross, but something he was prepared to really cross in order to save her, and that was massive for him. So, short video. I just want to keep this short because honestly, if I analyze this entire movie, the video analysis would be longer than the film itself. No one's got time for that shit in their life. So I'm keeping it short. Loved it. Masterpiece. In conclusion, make sure you can tell the difference between, you can because you're smart, but make sure you can tell the difference between what looks good on screen, what's hot on screen, what's exciting on screen, and what actually works in real life, and how to bring some of that excitement to your relationships, to your life in a way that is healthy. I mean, I'm kind of alluding to role play and kink and all of that. So yeah, healthy relationships in the streets, unhealthy dynamics in the sheets, consensually, the safe word is what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. This has been Love and Fandom. I'm Cheryl Muir. I'll see you next time. And remember, you are absolutely worthy of love. I love you.